start recording. Right, so thank you very much for coming. So today we'll be talking about a topic here, building local loop services for customers. Okay, so my name is Achmad Mardiansyah, and then I'm from GLC Networks Indonesia. Yeah, annotate is on. Yeah. Okay, use screen color. Okay, we're good to go. Okay, so this is our agenda. So we'll be talking about introduction. Oops. Yeah, so we'll be talking about the introduction here, and then review prerequisite knowledge, some telco, discussing some telco, and then ISP networks, and then we'll be talking about some network loops, local loops services on ISP or in telecommunication. Okay, so introduction. So for those who are new, okay, I can see some names here which are new to the webinar. Okay, thank you for coming. Okay, so we have 22 participants here. Thank you again. So we are GLC, Garda Lintas Cakrawala. We are based in Bandung. Our areas are training in IT consulting. We do have some products like GLC networks, and then we do regular events like today's webinar for sharing information. My name is Achmad Mardiansyah, and then I'll be your host here. I'll be the presenter, and I'm from Bandung. I'm Linux user, networking user, PHP user, a programmer, Python user, database user like MySQL, Postgres, data science as well. Yeah, you know, as a consultant, we do many things. We also do, I also do consulting, write some articles in some websites. And then if you have LinkedIn, and then we can connect. Our past experience, oh, okay, I need to update this one. So we mostly do network support, network upgrade, network assistance, network integration, okay, with our clients that are located in several countries in Papua New Guinea, Malaysia, Australia, and in Europe. Europe is big, yes, I know, in UK, in Bulgaria. Some are physically physical projects, some are not. Yeah, in some places, okay, in Africa as well. I'm sorry. This is a GLC webinar. Sorry. Yeah, we do webinar since 2010. At the time, we talk about the Solaris operating system, and yeah, if you have an idea, and then please feel free to sign up as a presenter here. So we really welcome your presentation. Okay, so if you have an idea, and then just let me know. Okay, so we have done several collaborations webinar. Okay, it was good. Yeah, the topic was fantastic. So yeah, if you want to become one, just let me know. Okay. Thank you very much for coming. So, but I can see here some of you already introduce yourself. Okay, I can see Saiful, Abdul. Okay, so please, if you don't mind, please let me know where you're from. Okay, so I can see Shamal here from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Alan from PH, Philippines. Yeah, Saiful from Indonesia. So please introduce yourself. Okay, so tell me where you are from so that I know where you are. Okay, so please type something in the group chat. Just let everyone knows where you are from. Okay, I have a chat here from Shariful. Speak Indonesian? No, I cannot. I'll be speaking in English because our our attendants here, participants here are not Indonesian, so sorry for that. But I'll try to speak in plain English, okay? Plain English. Yeah, I try to be as plain as possible, as simple as possible, okay? So you don't have to be worried, I hope. Okay, so this is the prerequisite. So we assume you already know how computer networks, you know, the encapsulation, the 7OC layer, blah, 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 blah. And then telecommunication network. Okay, we will do some reviews about that, but yeah, we assume you already know. The ISP networks, the routers, what the difference between routers, switches, the GPON and whatever, yeah. And then at least we know, you know, some encapsulation process, okay. Okay, so I got some intro here from the participant, okay, from Ahmad Muhajir from Indonesia, okay, hello. Hari Ariza from Indonesia, okay, Mahmoud Fauzi from, I don't know, where you're from here. Oh, okay, from Egypt, wow, 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 it's quite far. Thank you for coming, okay. Okay, IT manager, firmware, network, macro tech. Okay, thank you very much for coming. Okay, Mahmoud, Diaz from Indonesia, Farial from Indonesia. Okay, I got one here. Asrul. Okay, welcome. Yeah. Okay, let's review some concepts. Okay, so this is a telecommunication network usually. Okay, what do we have here? So usually the telecommunication networks, they provide service. Okay, services, and then what do telecommunication offers? Voice, only call. Okay, so when we talk about telecommunication, we just talk about call, and call. Okay, nowadays, well, the revenue from call is decrease, lower and lower. There's still some, somebody, some people, they are still making a call so that the telecommunication company make their profit from it. But you know, voice call is getting less and less, so it's not their favorite revenue anymore. Most of the revenue are from the data connectivity. Okay, but the telecommunication that we talk about here is a traditional telecommunication. Okay, which allow where their main service is a voice call. Okay. Okay, so you can make a call, and then they also sell voice-related services like hunting, okay, call center, voicemail, yeah. Those are services that offered by the telecommunication operators. So when we talk about nodes, we have a CPE here, okay, so customer premise. It means that the look, CPE and central office is a term that is what was originated from telecommunication. Okay, when you see CPE in the wireless network comes later, but CPE happens a long time ago. Okay, when we were in the traditional telecommunication. So we have a CPE here at the customer premise, and then inside they have a telephone station, okay? And then what do we have? We have a central office or CO over here, okay? So it's a building where there is a switch inside. And then from the CPE to the central office, you have a wire, okay? Just normal traditional two copper wire that connects from CPE to the telco. So that one is called access network. So access network is the network from the CPE to the CO. So this is the access network, okay? So in traditional networks, the access network was implemented in the form of local loop. Okay, so it's a two-wire cable, okay, from the CPE to the central office. So why is it called local wire? Local loop, because here it is. So you have a central office over here, okay, and then there will be two wires, right? Two wires using DC electricity, so not DC. DC means direct current. And then this is your telephone. Okay, only 2 wires is enough. Okay, one is plus, one is minus. So why is it called loop? Because this is like a loop. Okay, so it's like when you have a toy, and then that toys that was powered by your battery is creating a loop. Okay, like a closed loop, like electrical circuit. So you have a battery here. Okay, this is plus, this is minus, and then this is your light bulb. Okay, and then you have a loop from here to there. If the loop is closed, and then the lamp will be turned on. If it is closed, cable is break, for example, or the switch is off, and then your lamp will be off. So as simple as that. So local loop is called, yeah, it's named after that concept. Okay, local loop. Okay, and then we have here at the telco central office, and there we can see here is the trunk. Okay, so trunk is a cable that connects between central office. Okay, so that's the main concept. Yeah, and then we have a telecommunication call flow here. Traditional telecommunication is based on circuit, not packets. Okay, so packets comes later when we talk about the data communication, where the data is sent in chunks. Okay, but in telecommunication, when we talk about a voice call, yeah, it's always based on circuit. Okay, so one circuit means one pair of wire. Okay, one pair of wire, 2 wires. Okay, so one pair, 2 wires. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, so this is your central office. We have 3 central offices here. Okay, and then we have access network, aka the local loop. Okay, and then from the CPE to the central office, it's called local loop, and in this case, is called access network. In this implementation in the traditional telecommunication, we are using local loop. Okay. Yeah, and then the data is arrive at the central office, and then will be forwarded to something, to the destination. So this is the source, or in telco we usually call it because not source and destination. We usually call it. So this is called. Sorry. So this is called calling party. Okay, and then, for example, this is the customer, and this is called called party. Okay, so this one. Okay, so from here you make a connectivity. Oh, sorry. So from here you make connectivity to there. Okay, so it's like a physical wire connecting from end to end. Okay. Yeah, so that's how telecommunication works in traditional way. Okay, so when we talk data in telecommunication, traditional telecommunication, we only talk about voice. Okay, so it's in analog. The signal is analog in all telecommunication, but if this one is already ISDN, okay, and then the data will be digital. Why? Because in the ISDN terminal, the terminal will convert the voice into digital format. Okay, so you know, it's like a PCM30 where we do sampling 8,000 sampling in 1 second. Okay, so 8,000 sampling. Okay, and then each sampling is 8-bit. Okay, so in 1 second, what do we have? How many bits we have? So 8K multiplied by 8 equals to 64 bit per second. Okay, so this is the magic number that is coming from that simple digitation from analog to digital, and that this is just for voice. So this is important. This number is important, especially if you want to do dimension or measuring dimension for VoIP. Okay, how many bits you need to allocate for your, for example, voice data. Okay, so that was the call flow. Oh, okay. So yeah, just for your information, in traditional telecommunication, we have two links in the trunk. So this is trunk. So trunk means links between central office. So there will be two links. So one link is for voice, one link here is for signaling. Okay. So because there is no encapsulations like what we already learned in old telecommunication. Okay. Yeah, so let's talk about the local loop. Yeah, so we already know that local loop is the network between CPE and the central office. Okay, so what about the local loop technologies here? So initially it was just a copper wire. Okay, so only a simple copper wire, two copper wire from the central office to the CPE. Okay, simple as that. Okay, two copper wires is enough to make a call. Okay, and after that, they upgrade the equipment from the central office and then the CPE side. Okay, and then they put something in the CPE, and then the network become ISDN. Okay, so we have TE, we have something in the central office. So the data that is coming from CPE to CO. So this one is already 1 and 0. Okay, so that's the process of digitation that was done by ISDN equipments in the CPE. And then, well, ISDN is not so popular. Well, people do other alternative like HDSL. Okay, so it's like using normal copper wire. Okay, but inside the copper wire, you have two bands. One band is for voice, the other band is for data. So that's why in ADSL, you need a splitter. So splitter that is splitting voice and the data. Okay. So that's what happened a long time ago, but we don't use it anymore. Just a history. Yeah. Yeah. Now in some countries, they still have ADSL, but now most likely people prefer GPON. Why? Because if you use ADSL and then it's copper base, yeah, you have lots of problems related to electromagnetic things. Okay, because if you have electromagnetic radiation, it can affect the signals on ADSL. Okay, while in GPON, your signal is based on light on optical network, so that if there is a heavy rain with lots of lightning strike, no problem at all. Okay. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, just type your question in the group chat. Okay. So let's talk about the local loop service. Yeah. Okay, so we already know that local loop is here and here. And then they, in between, we have a cloud of telco network. Okay, so the local loop concept is a concept where you have a CPE over here, can connect to the CPE over here directly. Okay, so that's the service of local loop. So maybe change the color. So this is, oops, maybe other colors. Okay, maybe this one. Okay, so you have this one, and then you have this one. Okay, so this is local loop, and then we have this one over here. Okay, so local loop is a service that connects local loops. So local loop over here connects to local loop over here. Okay, as simple as that. Well, some they call it lease line. The thing is, you want to connect between sites. So because this is office number 1, office number 1. This is office number 2. They are in the same company, but they have different offices. Okay, and then they want to connect office in a cheaper way. Yeah. They can do, oh, okay, so I want to connect Office 1 and Office 2. Okay, I will lay down a cable directly by myself. Well, you can. you have and then this requires lots of money, right? Yes. Yes, you can connect both of sides. Yes, yes. But expensive and then take a long time. Okay, so why don't you just use local blue service from the telco provider? Okay. So yeah, that was the local loop. Now, let's talk about local loop in ISP. So ISP topology is quite similar to the one in the telco. Okay, so before we talk about ISP, we need to know that how the network is connected in the internet. Okay, so do we have an internet here? So internet, so it's a collection, is an internet, so interconnection of network. Okay, so we have internet. Okay, so we have networks, and then this network is represented by IP addresses. Okay, so you have, this network has IP address, a block of IP address. This network has IP address, and then they connect over physical links. Okay, and then they connect to each other, and then that's how internet is formed. Okay, as simple as that. So who governs the internet? No one. Okay. No, nothing. Even though there is a government that is forcing all ISP, the internet service provider, to follow what their requirements. But thing is, it's not going to work like that. I mean, the way internet work is just voluntary networks. I want to connect to you, you want to connect to me, as simple as that. Okay. And then this is how you connect through your internet. Okay. Oops. Okay, so this is you. This is your ISP. Your ISP must have a bunch of public IP address, and then you are just one dot over here. Okay, so this is you. Okay, only small dot in the internet. So actually, the correct term is not connecting to the internet. Why? Because you are part of the internet. Okay, because if you already connect to the internet, you will get a public IP address. Okay, and then you can connect to other IP address, and then other IP address can connect to you. As simple as that. Okay, so you're just part of the internet. You can attack somebody in the internet, and then you will be attacked by somebody from the internet. Oh, okay, I have a question here. So is local loop equals to metro Ethernet? Well, as I said, talking about technology, yes, Metro E can have local loop technologies can be in many forms. Okay, so here we talk about the copper wire. Okay, we have ISDN, we have ADSL, we have GPON, we have Metro E, whatever. Okay, so local loop is a connection between CPE and then exchange. So this is local loop over here. Okay, so this is local loop as I writing down over here. It's local loop. Okay, so anything there, it's the local loop. What about the implementation? It can be many technologies. You can use copper wire, ISDN, ADSL, whatever. Okay, so this is how you connect to the internet from your ISP. And this is when we talk about the topology for a telco. Okay, and then this is the topology, common topology at your ISP. Okay, so at your ISP, usually they have a border router, and then they connect to other ISP or other AS number. Okay, and then here they have an access router. Okay, so that you have a local loop over here, right? So this is an access network, AN, access network, okay. And then what about technology? Oh, lots of them. You can use GPON, wireless LAN, fiber optic, GSM, Ethernet, Metro E, you just name it, okay. So the access network means, so it's a technology that connects CPE. This is CPE, connect through the nearest or edge router. Okay, so this is edge router. Okay, it's over here. And then this is called access network. So if you see from the bird's eye view, so internet will be looks like this. So we have a trunk over here. Okay, it's a core network or backbone network. Okay, and then this here is your CPE over here. Okay, the small dot here is called CPE. Okay, over here is the access network. Okay, and then this is your edge router. Edge router, and then here's your backbone. Okay, backbone router. So that is how you usually connect to the internet. Okay. Is it clear up to here? So regarding the layer 2, you can have many options. Okay. So is there any local loop service in the ISP? Yes, of course, yes. Yeah, so what are the case study? Well, this is you. For example, this is your ISP, okay, very big, okay, a city-wide. And then you have a CPE over here. And then you have another CPE over here. CPE1, CPE number 2, okay. Okay, so CPE1 connects to this, connects CPE2 connect to that. And then you have a requirement that, okay, you have a customer A wants to connect, this is site A1, this is site A2. Okay, so site A1 wants to connect site A2 through your ISP. So that's why it's called local loop service. So for example, they have, yeah, I have one case in Africa. So they have, so we support, so there is an ISP there in DRC in Congo. So you have similar like this, site A1 and site A2. And then so they have a CCTV over here. Okay, so they have lots of manufacturing over here. And then this is their HQ. Okay, so what they want is the CCTV over here can connect the server over here. And then that's why we give them a service for local loop. Okay, so some cases, some case study are site-to-site connectivity, site to IXP. So this is Internet Exchange Point. Yeah, so usually in every country, usually they have IXP. IXP is Internet Exchange Point. Okay, IXP. So it's in the physical form, it's a building. Okay, it's a building, maybe a 4-story building. Okay, it looks like a table. No, it's a building, maybe like this. Okay, yeah, it looks like a building. Okay, so in this building we have lots of racks. We have interconnection facility where all ISP are connected to here. Okay. Okay. So the purpose for ISP is to meet all the ISP. So this is the place where all ISP in your country meet, and then they can exchange traffic from each other. Okay, this ISP usually is the best place where you put your server. okay, because that's where the place, that is the place where all connectivities are met, okay? So that's the place where you put the best place where you put your server. In Indonesia, we have cyber building in Jakarta. We have what is it? Duren 3 buildings in Jakarta. In Bandung, we have Jabar IX Internet Exchange. We have Medan IX. We have Surabaya. We have, I don't know, do we have Semarang, Makassar? Yeah, I don't know others. Maybe you already know. You know more than what I know. Okay, so the thing is, we have that internet exchange point in your country so that your ISP can give like a local loop service from their CPE to their, for example, this is IXP, from their CPE directly to the IXP. Okay. And then, yeah, other case is from your side to whatever. Okay. Dark fiber means, well, you know, yeah, I have a question here regarding dark fiber. What is dark fiber? Well, fiber optic using what? Using lights, right? Lights, okay. So what happened if there is no lights and it's dark? So it's dark fiber. It's a fiber optic that is not yet activated. As simple as that. Okay. Can you transfer data in the dark fiber? Oh, come on, you can answer that, right? Of course not. It's dark. How can you send a data? Very funny. Okay, so hopefully, who is it? Oh, Wawan, yeah. So hopefully, yeah, at least you have an idea what dark fiber is. Okay. It's like a rent a core to ISP. Yeah, okay, to some extent, yes. So let's talk about local loop technologies here. So at least you have an idea about how the local loop looks like. Okay, so what are the requirements? What are the opportunities you can sell? So the thing is, why do people invent local loops? Why do people invent technologies? Why? Because of the money, right? Either they want to make more money or they want to save some money. Yes. Okay. So yeah, that's the that's the main reason why people invent technologies. Money. Okay. Simple as that. So let's talk about local loop technologies. Well, yeah, here are the local loop technologies. Yeah, a part of the layer 2 that we provide to the customer. So the way we provide to the customer here is, okay, okay, so the layer 2 technologies that you provide from your edge router to the CPE over here can be GPON, wireless LAN, fiber optic, whatever, you just name it. Okay, there are lots of them. And then in the future, there will be more and more coming. Okay, human will not satisfy until they make more and more money. And then it means that it's unlimited. More and more technologies in the future. I'm promising you. Okay. I'm still promising. And then I promise you that. So, so the idea is you already have layer 2 technologies here. Okay, so you have a CPE over here. Okay, and then you have another CPE over here, A1, and this is A2. Okay, and then this is your core network. Okay, so how can you connect this CPE A1 to A2 over here? How? Well, this is your core network, right? You have lots of network over here. Okay, so the service that you can provide is layer 2 service. So it means that it's just a big, just a long cable from here to here. Is there any IP address? No. Can you provide the HCP? No. Just a bunch of, just a simple cables from A1 to A2. Okay, so that's layer 2 service. Only just layer 2. Layer 2 means just layer 2, right? You just forward the frame. Inside the frame, you have a MAC address, destination MAC address, source MAC address. That's it. Is there any IP addresses? No. Okay. So that for that one, you can use tunnel technology, UIP, PPTP, whatever. So inside your network, so you set up UIP here to here. That's one way. Or you can use VPLS usually. Okay, so virtual private LAN service, VPLS. So in here, you need to set up MPLS network first. And then on top of this MPLS, you set up VPLS. This VPLS needs to be done manually, okay, from here to there. Yeah, but but if you have lots of customer, you have to do lots of manual works. Okay, and that's not good. So that's why you can set up BGP-based VPLS. Okay, so we need to set up BGP, okay, inside our core routers, and then after that, we set up VPLS. Okay, so other alternative, we can set up layer 3 service. So it means that you will use your whole network here. This is your core network, right? Your core network as a big router for them. So for example, their network here is 10.10.1.0/24. Okay, so here over here they have network 10.10.2.0/24. 24, yeah. So you can route this traffic from here to there, okay, through your network without affecting your routing table. Okay, that's the key, okay? You can forward their network, okay, without affecting your network, because in between here, for example, this, you have a network of 10.10.1.0/24. Okay, so what happened if you mix up like this, and then yeah, their network will destroy your network. Your network will be messed up. They will not connect your network, and then yours cannot connect to their network. So this is called layer 3 service. Okay. For this one, you can use VRF, virtual routing and forwarding, or you can use layer 3 VPN. So for this one, you need to have an MPLS, and then inside MPLS, you have BGP, and then you set up a layer 3 VPN there. Okay. So what about SD1? I have a question here. SD1. SD1 is yeah, one way for a local loop. So yeah, yeah. So local loop technology is the technologies that is provide or service that is provided by ISP to their customer. Okay. So you want to connect from A to B. Oh, okay, I can do it for you. But technology is now is cheaper and then easier, so that so you have a CPE over here, and you have another CPE A, you have CPE B, and then both of them have public IP address, correct? And then you can just use point-to-point connectivity. You don't have to buy local loop service from your provider, right? Yeah, so that's why it's called SD1. So you connect from A to B or connect between site-to-site connectivity, as long as they have a public IP address, and then when they can connect, they can have more features like a traffic engineering with SD1. Okay, so for me, yeah, I will go just for MikroTik. I mean, just a normal technology, for example, that was provided by MikroTik, for example, L2TP, for example, or others. Okay. So yeah, it is the same thing. Okay. So yeah, local loop technologies currently have has I can say lots of competitions. Yeah. So instead of buy local loop service from your provider to connect site to site, well, you can create your own, right? For example, you can set up site-to-site connectivity with L2TP and IP security, for example. Yeah. So yeah, this is the case for local loop technologies. Okay, but sometimes people are required for that, because with local loop technologies, for example, if you have MPLS, you can reserve the bandwidth with TE, MPLS TE. Okay, traffic engineering, so that you can reserve. Okay, from A to B. Okay, you can reserve here is a 5 Mbps guarantee. Okay. Okay, what else? Yeah, so that was it, the local loop technologies. So this is how, this is an example of layer 2 technologies, local loop. So we have MPLS backbone here, and then this is our router, PE. PE means provider edge, and CE, customer edge. Yeah, customer edge. Okay, CE and PE. So usually that's what we call here, CE and PE. So site 1 wants to connect to site 2 through our network. So in this case, we can use VPLS. Okay. So that it can set up like a pseudo wire. So it's like a virtual wire from here to here. Okay. So pseudo wire. Next example is layer 3, as I said, layer 3 local loop. So here, you need to be aware of their networks. Okay. So you have, so this is the customer. Okay, so using yellow color here. Okay, so customer, see customer 1, customer 1, customer 1. Customer 1 has 3 sites. Okay. Okay, and then each site has their own a subnet. Okay, and then they tell their subnet to you. Okay, please forward traffic from here to here, traffic from here to here, traffic from here to there. Okay, so they can connect to each other. Okay, so that's the difference, main difference between layer 3 local loop and layer 2 local loop. So layer 3, with layer 3, you need to be aware of segment here, for example, 10.10.1.0/24. Here is 10.10.3.0/24. Here 10.10.2.0/24. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so that's the difference between, main difference between layer 3 and layer 2. Okay. And regarding the settings, so perhaps we can try to connect. I just want to show you some parameters that you can use to configure your MPLS network. Okay, so we assume you already know MPLS. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I forgot to do that. I put that in the prerequisite. Sorry. Okay, let me open the Winbox here and then show it to you. Oh. Okay, so let's open a. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay, please wait. Okay, let me share the screen over here. Oh yeah, okay. So this is one example of how you can implement the MPLS. So MPLS is over here. Okay, and then from there, there is a settings for activating the MPLS. So this is the LDP settings where you can use to distribute the label. LDP is label distribution protocols. And then if you already distribute your labels, and then you will see the neighbors here. Okay. And then, yeah. And then based on that, you can set up VPLS. So here, you can set up VPLS, and then we can set up the remote peer of VPLS. So VPLS needs to be done in both ways. Okay. So yeah, let me share the whole screen, perhaps. Okay. Yeah, so this is the VPLS over here. So this is the VPLS. So this is the router. This is router 1, for example, over here. There'll be router 2, for example, here, over here. Okay, so this one needs to need to create a VPLS from here to there. Okay, so this is the remote peer and then the VPLS ID. And then from the router 3 needs to connect to set up a VPLS from the router 3 to router 1. Okay. And for layer 3, this one is a little bit complex. So after you set up a, oh yeah, so this is the BGP VPLS. Okay, so this is BGP VPLS. So for normal VPLS, okay, here, you need to create the link here manually. Okay, that's not nice. Okay. Yeah, if you just set up 1 or 2, it's okay. You can create manually. That's fine. But if there are lots of them, we can use BGP VPLS here. So in this case, you don't have to specify. Can you see that? Yeah. So you don't have to specify the destination. Or perhaps you can compare here. Okay, so this is normal VPLS. And this is the BGP VPLS. Okay. Okay, we can compare them. Yeah, okay. So here's the big difference. Okay, so here with the normal MPLS, traditional VPLS, you have to define the destination. Okay, so if you have a lot, and then you have to do this manually. But this one is not. Okay, so as long as you check the RD, import route, export route, and then so you define the bridge, you're just fine. Okay, so the VPLS will be created automatically, which is nice. Okay, so that was the VPLS. If you set up layer 3 like this. And then you need to set up a BGP. Okay, so you need to set up a VRF here. And then on peers, so there is an option for VPN. Okay. So here, if you want to, so this is the address family that you can use to provide those services. So normally it's just IP, or you can use peering with the IPv6 IP. And then on top of that, if you are using L2 VPNs, means VPLS based BGP, this is layer 2, or you can use VPN 4, means layer 3 VPN. Okay, so that you can use. Okay, anything else? No. Okay, so this is just a BGP VRF. Okay, so we assume you already know what the VRF is. Virtual routing and forwarding. Okay, so yeah, that's how you can configure the local loop on your network. Okay. What else? Okay, let me clear up the mess here. Okay, so that's how you set up loop technologies. Yeah, for a customer, either layer you can provide them layer 2 or layer 3. Okay, but if they're smart, they can build their own. Okay, because they have their own IP address, they have their own public IP address. Okay, so that's all. Okay, Q&A. So if you're interested, we have training. We also discussed this BGP and then MPLS in our training. Okay, so if you want to know more, just come to our training and then just contact admin for that. Okay, this is the end of the training. Sorry, it's the end of the slides. So as usual, I usually put here some message from admin. Okay, so okay, put it on your group chat. Okay, oh, we have 35 attendance here. So submit. Feedback is available on feedback links. Yeah, so we need your feedback to make our webinar better. Okay, so submit your feedback here. I already sent the link to your group chat. A schedule available here in our website. We have our Facebook group over here, a page, sorry. And then slide will be available on Slideshare. Okay, we have Discord links. Okay, in Bahasa Indonesia. Recording will be available on YouTube. Okay. Right, so any questions? Oh, okay, I got one. So which is more secure, BGP or VPLS? How do you define secure? Usually security means CIA, confidentiality, integrity, availability. And sometimes it's called R, non-repudiation, so that you cannot deny what you have done. Okay, so if you talk about security, BGP and VPLS, what do you mean? BGP is routing table that can hold lots of prefixes. Now perhaps 700,000 prefix. VPLS is technology to create tunnel, okay, layer 2 tunnel. So they are apple and orange. How can you compare? Okay, so how can you compare between what is it, a car and a planet? Well, two different things. What's your purpose? Okay, so security in BGP we have security, in VPLS we have security. So what do you mean by security? Okay, so any questions? Hello. Usually we have lots of questions, so I just want to make sure that you really understand what I'm saying. Again, guys, so we have feedback here. So yeah, so thank you very much for coming. Okay, so I have a last message from admin that we need to have a group photo. So guys, please turn on your cameras. Your camera. So please turn it on. And then let's have a group chat here. Okay. Okay, put it on gallery. Oops, lots of them. I'm not camera. Yes, of course you're not camera. You're a human. Yeah. You're human, man. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you're human. You're not the camera. Right. Okay. Let's have a group photo. Okay. I will count 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Smile. Yeehaw. Okay. Next page. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. Okay. Good. Oh, okay. Forgot with the thumbs up. Okay. Your thumbs, please. 1, 2, and 3. Off we go. Okay, next page. 1, 2, and 3. Done. Right, so any more questions? This is my last questions for you before you ask me back. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you so much from Mahesh. Okay, thank you thank you again also. You are welcome. So guys, thank you very much for your coming. So this is the end of webinar. So hopefully you have an idea about what kind of animal this local loop service. Okay, so if you are working in ISP or you want to build one, so at least you have an idea of a service that where you can make money of it. Okay. Well, so if there is no questions, and then I would like to say goodbye. Thank you again. Have a nice day. Keep safe, and then see you in the next webinar. Okay, goodbye.